If you're looking for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products, you need to go to ashkickin.com.
Hi, my name is Janita and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Let's go ahead and get into it. Barbershop, man. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Barbershop, man. If y'all ain't too sensitive and y'all like the whole truth, and the real boxing news, y'all make sure y'all sign up and y'all subscribe to my man Barbershop Conversations. So the first thing I want to talk about, Fred, is this Deontay Wilder news, man. And by the way, we're gonna also take calls, guys, in probably about 10-15 minutes. So we appreciate you guys, as always, holding right now. So Barbershop, let's go ahead and talk about some news. We got Deontay Wilder. He just recently, we putting extras on it, of course, but he basically fired shots at your boy Anthony Joshua. He said Anthony Joshua is not on his level. He said, I got the experience and I can adjust to any style because of my experience. I mean, so what do you think about him saying that, man?
I think Deontay Wilder need to get his butt in the gym.
Man.
No, and the reason why I say that is because he has a lot of holes in his game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And without a doubt, I'll be rooting for him, supporting him, writing positive articles about that young man. But at the end of the day, we all know you don't throw punches with your elbows going east and west. You know what I mean? You don't clench your fists together. You don't throw wide hooks. You know what I mean? He has to do a better job at getting back down to the fundamentals. And since I've interviewed Deontay Wilder hundreds of times, this isn't something that I haven't told him or told his handlers. But I genuinely believe that if he gets to the X's and O's, I don't know if it's too late because, as you get older, you become a creature of habit.
Mm-hmm.
But against Anthony Joshua, or should say the winner of Anthony Joshua Klitschko, will be the fight of Deontay Wilder's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And once again, like I always say, and we just talked about it before we started the show, the one thing about Deontay Wilder is even though he has some of these flaws, we seen he didn't look that comfortable against a fighter his height with a great jab when it comes to my man Gerald Washington,
sure,
who did a great job. But all it took was one of those damn right hands. Yeah. And just one. He just threw that one right hand, and it was pretty much a wrap.
No,
so so if you're going to get in there with Deontay Wilder, regardless of the flaws he has, you have to go 12 rounds without getting hit by that right hand, right?
No, he has the eraser, man, and it's like fighting Triple G before we found out about Triple G. It's like, man, how are you going to survive this pressure and that right hand for 12 rounds?
But that's an interesting comparison because see the difference though, Fred, from Deontay Wilder and Gennady Golovkin. Is even though I would say Wilder is not as technically sound as a Golovkin.
Sure.
But his confidence,
confidence,
is beyond. Is way beyond Golovkin's. What that means is no matter how outgunned he is, he's always trying to win the fight, and he's always trying to knock you out.
Yeah.
When Golovkin was fighting against Jacobs, and both, I can't even say it was just Golovkin, both Jacobs and Golovkin were almost more focused on not getting caught with a bomb
You're right.
as opposed to trying to hit them with a bomb,
right.
and that's the difference, the demeanor, the will, the will that Deontay Wilder has, compared to.
And I'll add to your statement is, I may piss some people off, but Gennady Golovkin and Deontay Wilder, God made them completely different. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder definitely has more God-given skills, more God.
Let me get you to move over a little bit so you
more
can
God. Oh, y'all want to see my face?
Yeah.
Do my b-boy stance.
Yeah. You just kind of cut off the camera a little bit. There you go.
But I mean, Deontay Wilder, he would have been a professional athlete. At what sport, we don't know, but he was born to be a professional athlete. And thank God he chose boxing. But he just got to get back to the fundamentals, man. Like, it's no way the green belt champion should be getting outboxed for 3 consecutive rounds. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally agree. I mean, once again, when it comes to Wilder, it's a rare combination. But I feel right now he's a little bit more dangerous, than a lot of other power punchers out there. Like I said, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Pacquiao. And once again, I'm not saying he's as technically sound as Pacquiao, but Pacquiao could make up for his flaws with that left hand. We've seen it in countless fights with Manny Pacquiao, right? So, yeah, so that's pretty much what that is. So, Kirk Jackson, before we take a call, man, how do you see Deontay Wilder faring, you know, with all the other heavyweights, Anthony Joshua? Because he mentioned Joseph Parker. Matter of fact, he also said that, you know, all of those are great fights. He said, but the biggest fight will be against Anthony Joshua. He said that's the fight the fans really want to see. And I agree with them. I mean, how does he fare against all them heavyweights right now, Kurt?
I think he has a chance against all the heavyweights because of the factor you just named out, his right hand. That makes him dangerous for 12 rounds, not just the first 6 rounds or the first 3 rounds, the entire duration of the fight. So with that variable, he will always be dangerous. It'll be interesting to see him, you know, in these matchups because anything can happen. Anthony Joshua can punch himself. Luis Ortiz, if that fight ever happens, he can punch. I mean, all these guys can crack. So,
yeah, Luis Ortiz fighting on the Andre Berto, Sean Porter undercard. Congratulations to my man Luis King Kong. You know he just got signed by Heyman Promotions, right? Yeah. And you remember that's what everybody kept saying. Like, man, why do I want this guy to sign with Heyman so bad? Now it's getting real hard for them to avoid this guy.
It's getting thick in there.
He's closing in, man. I mean,
thick.
Yeah, I think he's the #1 mandatory for the winner of Joshua versus Klitschko.
Sure.
And now, you know, since he's with Al Heyman PBC, it's going to be easier for him to make that Wilder fight. And all it's going to take is for him to get one serious win to where they can't deny him. He's kind of like in an Errol Spence type of situation. Once Errol Spence, if he beats Kell Brook, after that, you can't really deny him anymore. You can't use any excuses saying that he's not, worthy and he ain't fought, all that stuff that they say, right?
You're right.
So, that's
wasn't
my man A-Rab King. What's going on, man? We also did the show so we could get A-Rab back on the show because he can only do it on Monday. What's going on, AK?
Chillin', man. Appreciate me having me on the show. But as far as Ortiz, wasn't he signed to Hearn?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it was a fight. It was a fight by fight. It was a fight by fight basis, though.
I have a conspiracy theory about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean but that's at least what they reported. They said it was a fight by fight basis. But you're right. Who knows what's really going on behind closed doors?
Mr. Heyman was in control of it the whole time. I mean, he was in litigation with Golden Boy.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.